I know who I am. She's pointing at me like she forgot my name. My name is Dr. Cassandra Bradford Wilson, and I am with Genesis Preferred Solutions. I'm also the founder of the Run Women's Conference, and I am here with the sexy business team, the princess, Miss Kimberly White.
Thank you. I feel like I should have my crown on when you say all those sweet things. We are actually going to be interviewing one of my favorite people in the whole world, Miss Coni Meyers, but we are having some technical difficulties. That's why I have on my smart glasses.
Because it's going to help her be smart and figure out what button we didn't push or what we need to push or just push.
And so anybody that's out there that needs to pray. We think we found her. We
found her. She was lost in the World Wide Web alley.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, Miss Coni.
Technology is just so wonderful.
I get to hear your voice. I stalk you. I mean, follow you on Facebook.
Nice to
And
be
now I get to hear
So how is
I
the
want you to
conference?
notice I put on my smart glasses just so I could interview you.
Thank you.
Well, we've already introduced ourselves. We're live already, and we already told the world about how awesome you were, but I'm going to back up and tell them how really awesome you are. Miss Coni is the founder and the fearless leader of the Crystalline Moment Success Movement. That's right, movement. It's not just a little bitty deal, it's a really big deal. And she's a little bitty woman with a big mission.
Wow.
She has rocked this world already. She's incredible. She's been quite a few places with the sexy business team.
And for sure.
We have done some work. She loves her princess, but sometimes she wants to send me home. She took me to the airport. Not in But world, I want you to know this is Miss Coni Meyers. She's a best-selling author.
I'm sorry?
A speaker. I said you're a best-selling author and a speaker. And the biggest thing that I can think of right now, besides your awesome self, is just the fact that you founded such an incredible movement. Because, you know, it's one thing to do some amazing things, but to create an entire movement across the world, it is just, I mean, it's powerful. So I would love for you to tell us what you want everyone to know about your movement.
Well, crystalline means sparkly or clear. So crystalline moments are moments of clarity. And we all have them in our lives. My major crystalline moment was when my husband passed away. And I found out that I could not go back to the life that I used to know. And I had to find a new way to live my life. My old life philosophy was work, play. Work, play. And after my husband passed away, I found out that I could not do that anymore. I tried to go back to it, but I could not do it anymore. So I ended up starting to really look at my life and seeing where I was going to go and what I was going to do. And if somebody would have told me I was going to write a best-selling book and be doing speaking, I would have said they were absolutely crazy. But here I am, and my new life philosophy is have fun, give back, make money, in that order. The Crystalline Moment Success started because of I started interviewing people from my Crystalline Moment book series, And I found there were so many incredible stories, and so many of us don't understand that we're not alone. So the Crystalline Moment Success Movement is a way for us to share our crystalline moments and learn from others about how to discover the opportunity, because there's always opportunity. So I founded it just to start sharing with people, with one another that I've interviewed for my books, as well as to share us all learning from one another.
Well, I'm privy to some things, and I know that some of the people that you have interviewed are very high level. Some of them are people that their name would be recognized. I mean, it's a big deal who is in your movement and who's on your team with this movement. You lead hundreds of thousands of people in a way that, I mean, I just laugh because you are a little powerhouse too. I keep calling everybody a powerhouse, but I think this whole conference is about power. I mean, you were in a vulnerable state with Tom, in his passing, but look what you've done. Look what you've done to change that into something very powerful. Tell us more about what a crystalline moment is.
Well, it's I had 3 of them when I was 10 years old that dictated my life until I wrote the book Crystalline Moments. When I was 10, I was very ill as a child, and my first one came when my mom and dad took me to the Mayo Clinic, and it turned out I had a very rare form of kidney disease. And we went to the clinic, and I only had to spend one night in the hospital, and I found out after spending the first 9 years of my life in and out of hospitals that I was going to be okay. They could give me a treatment, and I was going to be okay. Well, that night that I spent in the hospital, I was in a room with another young girl that had the same rare kidney disease that I did. And she had no control over her limbs, her bodily functions, her speech, anything. She was 14, so she was 4 years older than me, and she died a couple of years later. And that moment, I can tell you exactly what the air smelled like, what that night was like, all these years later. And it's because it was one of those moments that there was an opportunity, because there's always an opportunity in our crystalline moments. That was an opportunity, but in my 10-year-old mind, what that opportunity related to me to is I had to be really, really good to everybody, and to the extreme, where I would bring in every 4-legged stray, every 2-legged stray, much to the demise of my family and myself. So when I was writing the book, I realized that that was not the opportunity. The opportunity was, yes, to do good things and to pass it forward. But I wasn't really doing things to be good because I was doing the right thing. I was doing it because of fear. The second one happened when I got back. I went to a one-room schoolhouse. I was born and raised on a farm in Nebraska. And I went back to school right after the Mayo Clinic. And because of my disease, I had started stuttering a little bit, and I had no control over my bladder, so I would wet my pants. And I didn't want to ever be in front of people. I didn't want to be in the center of attention because I never knew what was going to happen. And I had to give a story report in front of all 10 of the kids in the entire school. And I stood up, I stuttered, I stammered, I stumbled over myself. I sat down, and the teacher stood up and said, "Do you know who has the highest IQ in this school and who just gave the worst story report?" What that translated to me was that it didn't matter how much good I did or how much I achieved, it was never going to be good enough. And what that created was a workaholic and someone that never felt that she was deserving. I was Rookie of the Year for Metropolitan Life Insurance. I was getting all these accolades and all these awards, and the more awards I got, the harder I thought I had to work, and the harder I worked, the more awards I got, and the worse it got. So that crystalline moment opportunity truly is all about how to create something like the crystalline moment opportunity movement and create that opportunity. And the third one was a few months later, it was a beautiful spring day, and I'm laying out on a blanket, and it's a beautiful blue sky, and there's flowers blooming all around. And I'm laying there, and I'm dreaming about all the wonderful places I'm going to travel to. And all of a sudden, I had this thought. Oh, my God, I'm going to marry a farmer, have a dozen kids, and never leave Nebraska. And what that did is create, every time my life would get a little too smooth, I would make sure to shake stuff up to make sure that didn't happen. So by looking back at those crystalline moments in my life and then looking for the opportunity, and what I've found in talking with people and interviewing them is that every one of those moments are put in our lives for a purpose. Nothing happens by accident. And the only reason all those things happen to me is because of where I am today. Absolutely, I love Noah's acronym. So it's like, I really do love to find out what other people's crystalline moments are. I love to help them find the opportunity, because it doesn't matter how long ago it happened. It could have been like I'm going to be 69. It happened 58 years ago. So it's like there's always the opportunity, and it's just waiting for us to find that opportunity. And if we learn how to do that, we can then, as they're happening throughout, because they happen every day, as they're happening, we can look for the opportunity and maybe not look at it as a problem. Or if it's a wonderful crystalline moment, we can step into it even further, knowing that we're going in the direction we're supposed to be going. So,
and I love that you
that's
differentiated. Well, I just want to say, I love that you like explain the fact that a crystalline moment is good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't have to be one or the other.
No, that's absolutely true. As a matter of fact, one of the stories in my Crystalline Moments book is about a husband and wife who won a $34 million lottery. And the journey that she took from winning that money and how it redirected, it took her 6 years to really redirect where she was supposed to go. But it redirected her life into something so fulfilling, it was incredible. Another of my two grandchildren in my book, not because they're my grandchildren, but because they truly are from the age of 7 or 8 years old. Each one of them have been looking at their crystalline moments and stepping into the opportunity, and the things they have achieved in a very short period of time is incredible.
They can't help it with a grandma like you.
Thank you. I kind of like being a grandma. So. By the way, I'm going to be a great grandma. That's even better.
Well, I just want to be related to you, because you're awesome.
Well, I'm up for adoption.
Yeah.
I got adoption papers right now, Connie.
Okay.
Well, and when you get here, because that's one of the awesome things is Miss Connie's actually flying in from Vegas to Texas, where we're at, and we get to keep her for a bazillion days in a row.
Yeah, you're gonna get tired of me. I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. Tomorrow morning, I will see you. Or afternoon.
At least
so.
Stopping the airport this time.
So you kind of broke up. I didn't hear exactly what you said.
I said, at least you won't be able to drop me off early at the airport this time.
There you go.
Basically, it's coming to get you. To get a bundle of love.
That's right. That's right. Well, okay, so I know that you have your first in a series of the Crystalline Moments books that hit bestseller.
Yes.
Tell me about that book. Tell me what you think the secret sauce is in that book.
Oh, I think the secret, because it's actually being read all around the world, And I think my greatest joy with that book, it's a series of conversations that I had with different people about different kinds of crystalline moments. And like I said, it was everything that was devastating. There's a story about a woman who lost 2 children 9 years apart. And she talks about how, of course she wants her children back, but she wouldn't be living the fulfilling life she's living if it hadn't happened. And so it's really all about how we look for that opportunity. And so I think the secret sauce is really understanding that no matter what it is, and I think the one group that probably reads the book, or the one that gets passed around the most, I have some people that buy like 10 or 15 books at a time, are people that are going through grief. Because when somebody loses someone, they're so devastated that they don't know how to move forward. And after my husband died, there were 6 people that were friends that lost spouses, and 3 of them were able to put one foot in front of another and move forward, and 3 weren't, and they all got stuck. Well, it's because they weren't looking for the opportunity. And so the secret sauce to any crystalline moment, whether it's the biggest blessing in the world or whether it is something devastating, is to deep down know that there is opportunity just sitting there waiting, and it's not going to go away. I like to reference Oprah when she says, first you're hit by a pebble, then you're hit by a stone, then you're hit by a boulder, and then you're hit by a brick wall. And that is just God or the universe or whatever your belief system is telling you that you're not paying attention to the opportunities that these crystalline moments that are being brought to you, you're not taking advantage of them. So I really think that's the secret sauce of crystalline moments. And I'm writing a whole series now of crystalline moment books. So more to come for sure.
Yay! Well, I just want to mention about what's being said on social media in this stream. And Noah is just going crazy with these acronyms, Connie. We gave him a charge, and he is taking it to the 5th power. But he says he's so amped. He says his story is absolutely amazing.
Well, and Noah is the one, I want to make sure you remember, Miss Connie, when we were out on the back porch, like out on the terrace at your house, Noah's the one we were talking to on the phone.
Right, I remember. I can't wait to meet him.
Well, he's a little bitty feller now. He's lost like, I don't know, 200 and bazillion pounds.
Wow.
And so he'll have to post what his weight is this week, but he's lost a bunch of weight since we talked to him that day. But he is he's going to be excited to meet you because he's had a lot of crystalline moments too. And I just want to say, you know a lot about my story, and you know that I lost a child 16 years ago. And he was a teenager, and you don't stop. You think you're never going to get past. You think that is a pain that you're going to have every day, every minute of every day, forever, that you're never going to get past it. And I love the hope that you give in this entire movement of not being stuck in anything, good or bad, but not being stuck, because we are constantly in motion. But if we don't address whatever that is, that pain point, or even the good places, it'll come back around in a different form.
Absolutely.
So we pay attention. How did you change?
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think as we start recognizing when we're having crystalline moments, we then start realizing that they're guiding us in a certain direction. They're taking us on this journey that is going to lead us to the life that we're supposed to be living. And I can speak personally. I mean, there's been, after Tom died, I had 5 or 6 really tough crystalline moments that it was God trying to say, okay, you need to go this way. And I was hard-headed. I'm German. I'm hard-headed. And I was thinking I didn't have to listen to my inner voice. And the universe just kept dishing it out and dishing it out until I said, okay, I got it. And I'm so glad, because I can really, the life I'm living now is the exact life I was put on this earth to live. And that's what I love to do with people that read the Crystalline Moments, whether like the other books that are coming out. There's one on adoption I'm working on. There's 3 on leadership. I just want people to understand that no matter whether it's something incredible or something horrible, that it is been put in our path for a purpose. And if we call them crystalline moments, we remember that it's sparkly or clear, and it's a moment of clarity, and there's opportunity.
You know,
I'm not hearing you. Say that one more time.
I always love sparkly.
I know.
I think you and I had a crystalline moment when we met, because things got real clear.
Very. I'll never forget driving to San Diego, and the whole time I'm driving, I'm like, why did I sign up for this? Why am I going? I don't want to share a hotel room with 2 people I don't know. Why am I driving? And then I got there and I met you, and I knew exactly why I was driving to San Diego.
It always blesses me, because I love that you came. I'm so glad you didn't not show up. Well, tell me this. I know that you have some awesome things that you help people with their crystalline moment. Can you kind of tell us about your toolbox and some of the things that are in that toolbox that you help other people like get clarity on their crystalline moments?
Absolutely. So I take you through a quick series of questions where I have you go back and think about those moments in your life that you can remember where you were. You can remember, like when I was laying on that blanket, I can describe the blanket, I can describe the clouds, I can describe the flowers, I can smell them. So, or when I was in that hospital room. So I asked people to write down some of the crystalline moments of their childhood or their adulthood that really stand out, that really, and you're not sure what the purpose is and why they were there. So if it's maybe the loss of a loved one, or maybe it's you could have taken a job that you didn't take, something, and it's in the back of your mind all the time. To jot those down, and then you got to take each one individually. You can't try to do it all together. Then each one of them, take a look and really trying to go back to that moment where you're feeling it and you're sensing it, and like I can close my eyes and I'm laying on that blanket and I'm looking at the puffy clouds and I'm smelling the flowers and I'm remembering that thought of, oh my God, right in the middle of, I think I was thinking about traveling to Europe. I wanted to go to France. And I'm thinking about that, and then all of a sudden there's this thing that pops into my mind that I'm going to marry a farmer or have a dozen kids and never leave Nebraska. And when I say that now, I now get clear on why that thought was put there. And it wasn't to cause chaos in my life. It was put there for me to understand that I was going to do something different. That I wasn't going to be, and I'm certainly not putting down anybody that wants to live in Nebraska and have a dozen kids. But what I am saying is that moment, I realized I could do anything that I want to do. So I walk people through that in the toolkit on how to find the clarity, and then how to look and discover the crystalline moments each day. Because if we can step into them each day, we don't have those brick walls or those boulders coming at us.
Well, and I've learned that from you is just the awareness, just being aware that they're going on and aware that they happen has helped me embrace them and look for the opportunities. I think we go through life desensitized to everything, and in our own little world, our own little bubble world, and we don't look up a lot of times and see what we're being offered, because I feel like that's what the entire movement is about, is being aware of what that creation is offering for our lives. We don't look up and find the offers.
I believe it's, as we get older and as we start having responsibilities, let me tell you about my granddaughter, and I think this will really help clarify. Sometimes it's really good to go back and be 7 again and start at that point where our minds are open. When my granddaughter was 7, Kinsey, she was having headaches when she went to bed at night. And out of the headache would come a fashion design. So when she was 8 years old, she designed her first adult, not child dress, but adult dress. And so she was just starting to do a lot of designing when I interviewed her for the book. And what she does, and what each one of us can learn from our younger counterparts, is that each time she was aware of the next crystalline moment, that little inner voice in her, it tuned into it. And so she was being guided. And because of that, when she was 12, she got invited to be on the runway in Portland, Oregon. Portland has the second largest fashion week in all of the United States, second only to New York City. And she went there for her birthday the day before, and she was then invited. They got to meet the producer, and she was invited back for the VIP night the next night, and she met all the Project Runway designers and all of that. And then the following year was invited to be on Project Runway Threads. So the crews went out and they interviewed 600 teens and tweens that were designers. And they chose 12 of them to be in this series. And Kinsey was one of the 12. She's going to be, she just turned 16, and she now is doing designs that are anywhere from $400 to $800. I can't afford her. and is now doing international competitions. And it's incredible. But when I watch her and her sister is totally different, but along the same path, each time something happens in their lives, whether it's good or bad, whether it's a setback, she didn't win the Project Runway Threads. But what it did is it made her, she understood why, and she took the skill, she added the skills so that next time she could win. And she is being invited back this year again to be on the runway. So she keeps finding those opportunities in each one of those little moments that are showing up. And so I really believe we can take a look at our children. And I would love to see the Crystalline Moment Success Movement really start affecting children before they get too involved in being adults and have the responsibilities and everything that takes us away from letting our mind recognize those sparkly moments.
I love it. We like sparkly.
Well, I know that you and Dr. Cassandra have talked also, and I hear there's some things in the works maybe for the founder. I just want to say that again. The founder of the Crystalline Moments Success Movement.
Yes, and me and Connie, we need to have a further conversation. So until everything is confirmed, mum's the word. You're so nosy.
I hate when I have to be quiet.
Thank you. Well, I'm looking
that you are doing
you, Dr. Cassandra, in person.
Yay!
Yeah.
I do know that you have a lot of things in the works coming down the pike from some other places too. I think that it's kind of humorous right now because maybe some of the people on haven't heard of you and haven't seen you yet. But I think one day they're going to look up and go, she is everywhere.
I'm looking forward to
Oh, my
that.
goodness.
We just got back from a retreat in Mazatlan, Mexico. We did
That was a wonderful trip, wasn't it, Kim? It was incredible.
It was amazing. And I tell you, I am still like loving. I had never been to Mexico before. So that was amazing. And then just all the people that were there, the quality of people were just incredible. I don't know if any of them are watching, but if they are, we love you.
Well, Connie, I'm over here. I'm pointing out, like, from what we see on this end behind you, it's like a hologram. And it's, like, really, really neat. You have no idea. I was pointing it out to Kim. Do you see it?
I do.
It's like there's a hologram behind you.
Oh,
On
really?
the wall. So,
No, I didn't know that.
yeah. So when you go and you play this back, I want you to take a look at it. Tell me what you see.
Oh, wow.
Right now,
Where is that coming?
I don't know. Do you see it?
I see it.
It's like it's a man. You see it? Okay, I don't know.
Look at her. She's looking around to see where it's. You know how you are. You're sparkly all the time.
Well, I was gonna sit outside, but it kept falling off of my phone, so I came in to get on my computer. So I'm in my kitchen. I'm trying to figure out where that light might be coming from. I have no idea. Pretty cool.
Oh, I thought it was I thought God was just there with you, behind you, like say, "Go, Connie, go." I don't know.
It's my
That's
husband.
probably what it is.
Yeah, my husband is
Okay.
shining behind me, urging me on.
Don't say that too.
He's there he's with me all the time, good and bad.
Well, because I can't stand it. You know how I am. I'm the one that if I'm going to get a Christmas present to you, I have to go buy it like Christmas Eve at midnight 30, or you'll get it early. I can't help myself. But will you tell them what you told me about what you're going to offer to the conference, like
Absolutely.
to this whole conference?
Yes, I'm really honored that I'm going to offer you the entire Crystalline Moments Toolkit for free. So you can, yes, and once you've filled out the toolkit, I will also spend some time with you going over the crystalline moment you put down first time, so that we can dive deeper into exactly where you should be going and what you should be doing. And in order to get that, you go to bit.ly/books, plural, books-services, books-services, bit.ly/books/services. And it has my information, it has the book. If you have to scroll down to the bottom, all my books and my retreats and everything are on there. And, but you can have it totally for free.
Wow.
Miss Connie, you're such a blessing. When you told me you were going to do that, I thought, you know, only Dr. Cassandra and I would have friends that give away such good stuff.
That's right.
If anybody doesn't get that address, will you post the link for us so that when we get off the broadcast, so that they can click on it and go to it? And
Okay.
also, Miss Connie, will you come back tonight at 7 Central Time and
7
be on with
time.
us in case anyone has questions?
Yes, I will be back.
Okay. Because I think that they don't understand what they're getting. Like, they don't even understand what the toolbox includes. It's a really big deal because
It's
I
video
am
and workbook. It's 13 videos and a workbook, so you can work through each piece of it, piece by piece. And then
I want to point out I'm a spoiled person. I have been through the toolkit, so I know what a big deal it is, and trust me, it's a really big deal what she's offering.
Well, and then you get me
Love
afterwards.
it.
You get some time from me.
Now, I'm not sure I agree with that. Dr. Cassandra and I may want to keep you to ourselves.
Well, we could probably squeeze plenty of time in for everybody.
So can you give us the website again, because we're trying to get in there right now, and maybe it's me, I didn't do it right.
ly/books-services.
Okay.
So bit.ly/BOOKS-service, SERVICES.
Okay.
Well, when we get off, be sure and post it so that way it's a link that goes directly to it. You know me, I need simple. So if you can do that when we finish up so that they can click on easy. But
Yes.
I am excited about what you always bring to the table. And the fact that you're willing to have like consultations with everybody that goes through that. I do know Miss Coni well enough to know that you have to do your homework first before you talk to her.
Oh, yeah.
Or she doesn't have time because she's another one that doesn't play.
Only in a business fun kind of way.
Well, tell us your motto again.
Have fun, give back, make money, in that order. It works really well.
We like that.
Yes, it works really well. The first part, have fun, is most important. All right. I really appreciate you having me on. Thank you so much. And Dr. Cassandra, I cannot wait to meet you.
I can't wait to see you. Oh my God, this is gonna be so good. I'm over here. I'm happy.
Thank you, Miss Coni. You know I love you and I appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
We will.
Take care. All righty.
We'll leave 7
p.m. Central Standard Time.
Yes, Central Time. This is Kim White with the My Sexy Business Team.
And I'm Cassandra Bradford Wilson with Genesis Preferred Solutions.
It's Hope to Hope Conference, the power of vulnerability. And we'll see you at 5:30. That's our next session.
Yes. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.